So again, hello everyone and welcome. Today we will go through the second part of placebo. We went through part 1 last time. We'll recap a little bit so that it's easy to connect, and then we will get into more detail of the part 2. And this is a multiple series session, so we will have a couple of more sessions to understand, and not only to understand the topic, but also how to make use of it in your own life. So when we talk about placebo, it could be anything, but it is not therapeutic. It is not a drug, a chemical. It could be anything. So it could be, a dress, it could be a pen, it could be just a stone. It has really no limitation, because it is linked to your thoughts. So if you think any particular thing is your placebo, so be it. And the way it become your placebo when you have a positive expectation that, okay, this thing will help you, this thing will improve certain condition, whatever that may be. It could be physical, mental, emotional. It has really no restriction again. So the way it works is you have a positive link with that particular thing, and our brain produces whatever the chemical, whatever the healing process needs to be to fix that situation. Now, common examples are, it could be sugar pill, it could be, like saline water. Sometime it could be a sham surgery. Means they don't perform surgery on you. They may just cut and stitch, and the person thinks, I've gone through surgery and I will have this benefit. Opposite of that is nocebo. So we have to be very careful, because if positive thoughts can help us, can heal us, then negative thought means the opposite, which means your fear can really harm you. Because in nocebo, if you have a negative emotions, negative thoughts, fear associated with any particular thing, so same way, rather than considering this is my lucky pen, if I consider that this is unlucky for me, every time I write with this, my exam or interview or whatever that is doesn't go well, then doesn't matter how good you are prepared for it. If you have that pen that day, your result may not be good, because not that you don't know the stuff, but just because your brain has taken it as a negative. So you are nervous, even if you know everything, you don't perform well just because of nocebo effect. So again, it could be, it can go both ways. So we have to be aware of it so that we avoid making anything as our nocebo, and we work towards making things placebo, because again, this is something which don't, you don't have to buy, you don't have to spend a lot of money, you don't have to read or learn anything. It's straightforward. There have been many tests conducted on such phenomena, because it started from the Second World War, when they were running out of morphine. So the nurse just told the patient that, yeah, we are giving you, but it was just saline water. And they could perform the surgery, which was at that time unthinkable. And then a lot of trials, experiments were done. And repeated experiment shows that this is not just a small sample size. They went up to 800, 600, a very good number of patients, that how an optimist, the person with a positive outlook, perform much better than pessimist or people with negative outlook. And they saw that how, after going through certain either medical or some treatment, something, that how people with positive attitude, optimist, live longer than pessimist. So the conclusion here is that attitude has more influence on longevity than your health condition. So don't worry so much about your blood pressure, cholesterol level, my BMI, looking into your body weight and all those things. More important. So we are not saying these factors are not important. They are important, but more important is your attitude towards life, towards yourself. So this is the key thing that we should always keep it in mind, that we have to continue working on our outlook, our attitude. Because today you may be positive, but certain events, certain situation may come that all of a sudden you feel dejected, rejected, totally broken up. So you have to apply this over and over in your life, because life is a journey. Different studies have shown that how you may have certain risk due to family history with respect to your health, but still you can avoid, you can overcome, reduce your risk with this positive outlook or your positive attitude. So with this, you can have more benefit than just diet alone, than just getting the right amount of exercise, right? Or just looking and maintaining your weight. Those are all good things, but imagine just with your attitude, you can get more benefit. And attitude, outlook is totally in your hand. You may have different excuses that I cannot go to gym, I don't have time for this or that, but imagine attitude or outlook, this is, on daily basis, and it is in your hand. So once we understand the concept, we understand what is placebo and why we should do, the how become easier. Because our body can produce all kind of chemicals, or what we call drug, what you buy from a pharmacy. Our body can produce. Only thing is, we have to keep our body in that condition. So having that positive outlook, having placebo can certainly help you. And everyday thoughts really dictates whether it's positive or negative, will decide the outcome on your body, on your health. And there are three factors for placebo. First is conditioning. That means repeatedly, over and over. When you use, it becomes, your body gets conditioned. If you take one particular pill and you always see you get benefit, now your body is conditioned. Next time, any similar looking pill, even if it is a sugar pill, somebody gives you that, yeah, it is the same pill, it will become your placebo and your body will produce the chemical and you will get healed. Second is expectation, means have high expectation. Sometime, if somebody tells you this is the latest drug, this is very costly, or this is from, an institute which is regarded as world best, all of a sudden your expectation is high and you will see its result is better. And then third part is assigning a meaning. So there was an experiment done on assigning meaning, because it could be anything. It's a hope, it's a linkage with that activity that you do. And in the experiment in a hotel, when the maids, they clean up the room. So some of them, there were two groups. And one group of participants, they were told that, hey, this is the exercise. This is, you are, whatever you are doing in your day-to-day routine, you don't have to go to gym, because this itself gives you that flexibility, that body movements and anything that you're looking for. And when they saw the result, they found in this particular group, the BMI, the muscles, and all those different factors that you expect going to gym or exercising, they achieved in this. Whereas the other group who were not told this, there was no such difference. What it means, because this group has assigned a meaning that, yes, my job itself is like going to gym, I'm bending, I'm walking, I'm doing exercise, and I will have the health benefit. And they had. because they had this linkage. So no extra effort, just this mental linkage gave them that benefit. So let's look at the anatomy of a thought, because so far we understood that thought is the key thing. Positive goes as placebo, negative goes as nocebo. Anatomy is the science that studies the structure of the body. So anatomy of a thought means let's see the structure of a thought. So placebo effect is the function of how a thought can change physiology. You can call it mind over matter, because mind is impacting and changing the matter, means your physical state. So we should be clear that how our thoughts are interacting with our brain and our body. Why it is important to be aware, to examine, because every person will have different nature, different kind of thought. So it's not that, okay, I know my friend did this and this is, no, your thoughts are different than your friends, family and all. Average, you get 70,000 thoughts per day. And this is just an average number. What it shows you is you have these tens of thousands of thoughts. But the important thing is about 90% of these thoughts are repeating, means same as yesterday. So what's happening? Your nature, your attitude is really impacting the thoughts. That means you keep doing the same analysis, thinking over and over and over. So you have 90% same thoughts as yesterday. So when you are negative, every day you are getting these negative thoughts. So if you switch to positivity, imagine these negative thoughts become positive, and 90% of the thoughts becoming positive means your health will improve. So your personality is creating your personal reality, because your thoughts is a reflection of your personality. So in this way, you are becoming conscious of your unconscious behavior, because thoughts are coming from your unconscious behavior. But now that you are aware, you are conscious of your unconscious behavior. And this is the first step of change. So the question is, can we become our own placebo? So your future thoughts are associated with your past memory, because you cannot think greater than your own feeling. What does it mean? In the past, something happened, somebody said something to you, or they did something to you, and now you are stuck in that negativity, that anger, and you keep feeling the same feeling again and again. So even in the future, you will have the same negativity. The moment you see a person, the same thoughts will go in your brain. And negative thoughts only give you negative result, means some issues, whether mental, emotional, physical, doesn't matter what. So when you learn new things, you begin to think new ways. Now you are making your brain kind of new combination, new network, because every thought is linked to a neuron network. New thought means you are making new network in your brain. You're going away from your negativity, making a new positive pattern. So now you're activating different networks. When you're changing your thoughts, you are changing the network in your brain. Now you're changing your mind. This is the background. This is the fundamental way why changing your thoughts changes everything. The moment you change, new networks are formed, new neurons are firing and wiring together. So we must understand that it may sound big, but actually it is not. So first thing is we should understand that how our knowledge will lead to the experience, will lead to the wisdom. Because first you should know, you should be aware of certain things. That's the knowledge part that comes through your, your reading, or somebody is, either you're listening to someone or whatever. So your brain is working, your knowledge is gained. Then you repeat that thing. That means the body. You went through a new recipe, now you are experimenting. So your body is, you're mixing, you're cooking, so your body comes into play. And when you do over and over, now it has become part of your soul, part of you, part of your being. Because you don't read the recipe now, after doing a couple of times, you know by heart. And this is the 3-step process: knowing, which is your brain, your head, experiencing the body, and then getting into your second nature. And it is so important because there are billions of neurons in our body. And our brain is more than 75% water, just like average of the body. So you can imagine the water is so important, but these neurons, when they connect and they make new network, you are changing yourself. So your thought alone can change and activate new genes. This is the critical thing. And that's how your body functions differently. Just by thoughts alone, you can activate genes. Now, again, if you do the negative, you can activate the bad ones too. So that's why we go away from the negative thoughts and move towards positive. Because new thoughts will lead to new choices. You will make new choice. Making the new choices, your behavior will change. Based on the behavior, your experience will change. And based on your experience, your emotions. And from that comes your chemical in the body. If you are sad, one type of chemical. If you are happy, your feeling of love is totally different chemicals. So rather than serotonin, all those stress related, you want positive ones like dopamine, oxytocin, and all. Like you don't want any kind of stress in your life. So that's why you are going away from those cortisol, adrenaline, and you're going toward positive, what I mentioned about serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine. These are positive ones. So go away from negative, come towards the positive chemicals, because this will give you health. Cortisol, adrenaline, these are stress related. They are necessary, but not throughout the day. For a limited time, yes. And when you release these chemicals at will, means at your command, now you are transforming. Now you are becoming superhuman. Why? Because you can create these chemicals at will. That means you have good working relationship with your thoughts. I won't say control, because control is a very different term. We don't want to control, but working relationship means you have a very good understanding, and you are able to manage your thoughts. So what's happening here? Your personality, because of the thoughts changing, your personality is changing, and that changes the personal reality. Because as per your thoughts comes the event in your life. So that's why the personal reality will change as your personality changes. So, because personality is based on how you think, how you act, how you feel. That decides or impacts your personality. So you have to disconnect from your current life. The way you have been doing things, you have to say, no, now I'll do differently. What differently? Your thoughts. So rather than same thoughts as we saw 90% repeat, you go to new thoughts, new options, and that will give you new behavior, new experience in terms of feelings, then emotions, and then chemicals. And that gives you that freedom that you can get whatever you want, you can achieve whatever you want in your life. Now, this change is not easy because your body is conditioned to your old ways, old habits, old thinking. So to go from this old to new self, you have to cross this river. And three factors comes here, as we have seen in quantum physics sessions, that your body, your environment, and time. So you have to be stronger than the body. Body will say, no, 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 leave it the old way. You have to be strong and say, no, I'm the boss. This is the way we will do things now. The environment will pull you again. Oh, it's raining, it's snowing, or it's this and that. Or your work environment is such, what can I do? No, you can. It is in your hand. You can do whatever you like. So even if there is negativity in your workplace or around you, you can still make a choice that you will be positive. You will not join the group in some negative chattering and just gossiping and all those kind of things. And you have to be stronger than the time, because time will again go against you, that, oh, don't worry, another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or this and that. No. Once you are strong enough, that means you have understood this mechanism, and then we go. So there is a big change coming. Metacognition is very important thing here in getting this through, because metacognition is all about being aware of one's awareness. It's kind of interesting because it's a higher order thinking skill. You are going from a normal day-to-day thinking with higher how, with the wisdom, with the knowledge first, and then knowing about you. Two things. So you know about the concept, and then you know about you. That means you have to look inward, not outward. That's how you can get into knowing about knowing, or becoming aware of one's awareness. Why? Because this whole exercise, I won't call it a battle, but this whole exercise is you against you. You are changing your thoughts, not easy. The body will resist. So you have to be aware, you have to be ready that this will happen, but you have to stay strong and change your habit. So that's why this new state, which is unknown, but which represent hope, your future, you have to continue work towards it. Body will pull, but don't worry. Another thing is critical in this process is neuroplasticity. Whenever you make your brain work differently, you are literally changing your mind. Like we just talked about how you are changing your personality because you are changing your thoughts. With change of thoughts, what's happening? Your brain making new network with neurons. That means you are making your brain work differently. When brain works differently, you're changing your mind, you're changing your body. Why? The brain is producing chemicals, whatever you need. So rather than stress related and those kind of chemicals, now you're getting the love, harmony, peace, those kind of, because your thoughts are positive. And the more you use your brain, the more it grows and changes. It's not something that, oh my God, if I use my brain too much, it will wear, or it will, there's no expiry. There is no this thing that I can use only like a rechargeable battery. It will, how many times I can, or no. The more you use, the better you get it, and the better it becomes. Why? Because now you know how to change it. As you learn new information, the brain's ability to adapt and change goes on, it increases. So put it to work. Understand that the more you make your brain work differently, better is for you. And of course, when we say differently means positivity wise, means positive different. Now, we will review some more things before we come into how, but one thing is for sure, meditation is the answer when we say how. Person can say, oh, I'm so negative person, or I am angry person, always I'm angry. How to change? Well, meditation is an answer. Why? Because meditation slows down your brain waves. During meditation, we are slowing down our brain waves. So what is happening when you slow down? You are placing your attention specifically depending on your thoughts. And wherever you place your attention, that's where the focus, that's where the most of the cosmic energy goes. This is the tool which takes you beyond your analytical mind and get to your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is the area, the place where you have all your programming from childhood. And to change that programming, you have to get there. Then only you can make a difference. But analytical mind does not allow you to go there. Meditation helps you in getting there. So the less analytical you are, which you are in meditation, the more changes you can make in your subconscious mind. So in order to do that, you have to really accept this, how it works. You have to believe in it, develop the trust so that you can surrender. You cannot go with doubt. You cannot go there with, expecting, oh, I will do meditation and I will have this kind of experience, that kind of experience, or I will see this color light. That no, just surrender, trust the process, go for it. Let the process do whatever needed in your case. You just leave it to the process, work with your thoughts without analyzing, without any expectations, so that we can become the programming of your subconscious mind. You can change, you can edit that programming. And that is how whatever you think comes in your life. That is the link. So masters, we will continue in our next session some more details about placebo and then how we can make a difference in our next session.
Thank you so much, sir.